Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have another review, this time of a watch from San Martin. This is the Aqua Terra Homage by San Martin. Now again, let me tell you, this watch is my watch. I've not been paid to promote this watch. This is my watch. I have been owning this watch from the for the last 9 months. So as you can see, it's a bit scratched. So let's get started. The first thing we're gonna review is the case dimensions. This is a 38mm watch, if I'm not mistaken, or 39. Yes, 38. Let me get this right. Yeah, 39mm. The bezel is, however, 37.5mm, which makes the watch wears a bit smaller, which is nice. In my case, at least, which I have a 6¼ inch wrist. Now, on the movement, we have a Seiko NH35, pretty much the standard for this type of watches. On the bracelet, we have a, if I'm not mistaken, 20mm bracelet. Yes, that is correct, 20mm, and tapers down to, let's see, 16mm, which is a nice taper down here. So let's start by checking the bracelet. Now, this bracelet is something I was surprised. By the way, this is the second version San Martin released from this watch. I believe they made a collab with Watch Dives, which is another Chinese brand. Okay, so in this case, this is a non-polished bracelet. Is just polished on the sides, unlike the original Aqua Terra, where we have the middle link of the bracelet polished. This is all brushed. The bracelet, for me, it's very good quality. Of course, it has no sharp edges, but I'm not sure, I'm not a big fan. It reminds me, at least visually, a lot of the Seiko 5 series from the 80s, 70s, where you have that visually type of bracelet. So I'm not a big fan of this bracelet. However, it feels great. I have to admit, it feels great, but visually it's just not as great as I would like. I would prefer, a probably wider links, so it doesn't look like a Seiko bracelet, which nothing wrong with that. I mean, at least the feeling on the wrist is great. But anyway, so another thing, we have the green dial here, which I think it looks stunning. We have the date here at 6 o'clock, and something I really like, of course, of this type of watches, is that the calibration on the movements they do is just great. It performs, at least in my case, around +2 -1 seconds a day, which is superlative. That's great. That's really nice. That's not done even by Seiko. I own a couple of Seikos, especially the Seikos that use this movement, the NH35 series. I believe they call it different, but it's not performing this well. Okay, on the crown we have a signed crown by San Martin, which is a nice touch there. On the sides we have brushed sides, very nice brushing, by the way. Almost look like if it was polished, but it's not. It's brushed, but a very nice brushing. Let me try to give you a better detail on the brushing. And of course, San Martin always do a nice job, a superior quality job in terms of the case finishing, and of course the bracelets. In this case, as I said, is not visually my favorite in terms of the design, but the quality is very good. So there's no issues there. We have a closed sterile case back. Okay, and we have a high polish on the bezel of the watch. Let me try to clean this a bit. I've been wearing this watch, so expect some scratches. But yeah, the watch shines really nicely. Also, I believe we have 100 meters of water resistance here, which makes this watch a Gata watch, go anywhere, do anything. And I really like the visual aesthetics of the watch. Now, another thing of the bracelet that I really like is that we have a on-the-fly adjustments here on this clasp, which is the same clasp I adapted to. There you go. You can adjust here by pressing the button, or you can just push it down and use the click. This is the exact same clasp as this one that I just adapted. You can see here is an adaptation. I didn't do an amazing job, but this doesn't bother me at all. So, especially because with the clasp closed, it's barely noticeable. So, yeah. This watch, by the way, I'm wearing is the $1 GMT watch, which I just posted a long-term review. If you guys want to check it out, you can find that last video on my channel. Now, another thing I like of the watch is the fact that it really close to the Omega Aqua Terra for a fraction of the price. This watch is around $230, something like that. Let's see how it looks on the wrist. Again, I have a 6¼ inch wrist. So this watch of 39 with a bezel of 38 millimeters, it's gonna wear nicely, as you can see. Another thing here is the lume. The lume is not a great lume, even though it's the paint is very nice. I'm gonna try and put this to charge. Even though the lume paint is very nice, we don't have a lot of paint in the indices, since this is not a diver's watch, so it's not gonna be as bright as you would expect on a diver watch. Turn this thing down so you can see the lume. The lume is very nice though. It's, I believe, the BG9W, I believe it's called, which is the same as this bluish tint lume, which I really like. I think aesthetically looks amazing visually, so I think that's very nice. Turn the lights back on. Okay, so does this watch worth it? Oh, it has a link stock here, didn't realize, sorry about that, guys. Does this watch worth it? I think it does worth it if you like the aesthetics of the Aqua Terra watch. This is really close of that, and I think of course San Martin quality is superlative. The case finishing is great. I'm not a big fan of the bracelet, but the quality is very nice. What I'm not fan of is the design of it, right? So I don't know if I know it's better for some people to have the bracelet so it's all polished instead. So it's all brushed instead of high polished. But I probably will try to polish the middle link so it looks better. For me, it looks a bit boring, but again, it's just matter of taste, right? But the bracelet is very nice quality. You have an on-the-fly adjustment glass. You have a nice water resistant. The case finishing is okay. Yes, it's not an original design, but you know it's expected on this type of Chinese watches where all they do is to do a homage of a known watch. So in this case, you're borrowing the design from an Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra. So if it's okay with you, then go for it. I think it's a very, very nice quality watch, and it's totally worth it if you like the design. So that's been it, guys. I really hope you like the review. Let me know in the commentaries below how can I improve the reviews I'm doing, and this is one of my first reviews still. So let me know in the commentaries below if you like it. I'm gonna leave a link to the watch in the description section if you guys want to check it out. And that's been it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you like this type of content, and see you guys on the next review.